It's New Year's Eve and 7 News Melbourne is on the ground with every angle covered.
Fireworks from 22 rooftops set to light up our night sky and you'll have the best view.
Plus, we're raising money for the Salvo's disaster appeal. Our thoughts tonight are with those in the bushfire zones.
And the year that was, a look back at the moments that defined Melbourne in 2019.
From 7 News and the City of Melbourne, this is New Year's Eve Live with Jackie Felgate and Blake Johnson.
Hello everyone, wherever you're watching across Victoria and around Australia on 7plus.
Well, Jack, 2020 is just over 1 hour away. And tonight we're here to steer the ship as Melbourne says farewell to 2019, goodbye to a decade. Can you believe it? And welcome to a brand new year.
And we'll also keep you up to date throughout the show with the bushfire emergency in East Gippsland.
Now, this is a live shot from our camera atop the Pan Pacific Hotel right in the heart of Melbourne, and this is another shot from our camera overlooking the Docklands. Just two of the perspectives we have to bring you for tonight's spectacular display.
Our team of reporters is on the ground as well. Melina Saris is in Docklands, Paul Dowsley is at King's Domain, Jodie Lee is at Flagstaff Gardens, and David Woolwood is right now monitoring transport for us at Southern Cross Station. Well, we're going to go straight to Melina Saris now. I'm going to start with you. Melbourne has turned on a pretty cool night, such a contrast to yesterday. Now tell us, is it providing some relief to our firefighters?
Thankfully it is, Jackie. We will see some much milder conditions over the next 24 hours and that will provide a brief break for those firefighters that are currently in our fire zones. But it is summer in Melbourne and this relief won't last long. We can expect it to heat up again towards the end of the week, that heat coming on Friday and again on Saturday. But here tonight in the city for New Year's Eve festivities, it is a little bit of a chilly one. It's around 17 degrees at the moment, but we've got a light southerly breeze, so it's making it feel a couple of degrees cooler. At midnight it'll be around 15 degrees for those fireworks, and heading into the early hours of the morning when these guys will be wrapping up their New Year's Eve celebrations, it'll be around 13 degrees. And even though it is a little chilly tonight, it certainly hasn't stopped the crowds from coming out here to celebrate. There are hundreds of people around. This is one of the best vantage points for the fireworks in the inner city, and I'll be bringing you all the action right here in Docklands throughout the evening. Jackie and Blake.
All right, thanks, Mel. We have all the vantage points covered tonight. We'll briefly move on from the celebrations to bring you up to date on Victoria's developing bushfire emergency.
This is the very latest information we have from 7 News. As we go to it tonight, 4 people remain unaccounted for and dozens of homes have been destroyed in East Gippsland.
In Malakuta, which is in the far northeast of the state, 4,000 residents and tourists were trapped as the coastal town's sky turned red. Hundreds escaped the intense heat by sheltering in boats on the water. And Premier Daniel Andrews has cut short his holiday, returning to deal with the crisis.
And as we go to air tonight, there is still 7 emergency warning fires burning across the state. That is more than 30 fires in total. And the Navy has been called in to help rescue thousands of people stranded across southeastern Victoria.
We'll bring you more updates on the developing emergency throughout tonight's New Year's Eve coverage.
Jodie Lee, though, is at Flagstaff Gardens for us tonight. Hello, Jodie. You've got a very important message tonight about people watching and how they can help our firefighters.
Yeah, good evening, guys. It's really a community feel to tonight's New Year's Eve celebrations. Of course, it is about celebrating and looking back on what was a great year for so many of us, but it's so important that Victorians and Australians in general take a moment to think about those for whom this year has been extra tough. Of course, the country was gripped by that devastating drought, which made way for some horrific fires, both here at home in Victoria and right along the eastern seaboard. Tonight, as you mentioned, 4,000 locals and holidaymakers down at Malakuta face an uncertain New Year's Eve. But as they have done for more than 100 years, the Salvation Army has stepped in with their emergency relief. They've opened a fund that's already been open in New South Wales and Queensland to us here in Victoria, and every dollar counts. Victorians are encouraged to jump on the website and donate. They will go in and provide immediate relief. So far, they've already provided 140,000 meals to both locals and emergency services personnel on the ground. So it's not only immediate relief, they're there after the emergency to help towns rebuild. And it is so important as we look forward to 2020 that we take time to give back.